Hey, what's up? So, today I narrowed my focus to love. So, today is going to be a love reading. And as it unravels, I'll be able to pick a title through what comes up. So far, it's been quite interesting. We have from my favorite deck to use, Theta Wave, Adversity in Reverse came out, and Restock in Reverse came out. Underneath that is Communication, Agreement in Reverse. And then we have from the Mystic Sisters, Snake Charmer, and Gypsy Queen. So this card, Gypsy Queen, came out at the bottom of the deck, and it correlates to honest self-assessment, intuition, obviously, because you can see the things in her hands. And then Snake Charmer is connected to obsession and fixation. This, even though it's a love reading, it feels very personally focused. There could be the first thing I thought of was maybe there's an important conversation to have with the person that you're inquiring about. I was trying to find the right words, but I couldn't find the exact words I was looking for. The person that is on your mind at this time, there could be some kind of lack of communication that hasn't happened, or some need to clarify some things. But what seems stronger with what I'm seeing right now is more self-focused. So it seems as though a lot of the issues is coming from you. I didn't realize that was going to come out that way, but so whether you're single or you're in a relationship or a situationship or whatever it is, the things that are coming up right now, that you might not be able to see, it might feel like the external situation or the other person is the problem, but I'm seeing that there's a lot more information that you can derive from just a little bit of self-investigation. I'm also seeing the need for space, especially because the Snake Charmer card came up, and there's maybe a level of fixating on a person or a circumstance. It's also with the Snake Charmer too, there's something very hypnotic or hypnotizing about something. So there could be a level of not seeing something clearly when you are with this person, almost like you're in some sort of a trance. That sounds kind of intense. But space feels important, and being with yourself so you can make decisions more clearly. There's something about this connection that could be quite intoxicating, that could be quite even distracting, because with the Snake Charmer, the I forget that there's nudity on these cards. They're such pretty cards though. But there's a naked woman with the flute, and if I understand correctly, the music is meant to distract the snake, the creature that could be harmful at some point. And there's all these psychedelic patterns and colors, so there could be also a sense of, again, what I said with not seeing something clearly, like there's a sense of illusion or disorienting, or I'm thinking of like those little kaleidoscope toys where you're looking in the kaleidoscope and it disorients or it changes and alters the way that you're seeing reality. So there could be something here. This is really this is really interesting. Um, there's that context here. Also, with the restock card, I feel as though with the fixation or possibility of being fixated on this particular person or thing, you're draining a lot of your energy by doing that. And I don't think it's obvious to you that that's where a lot of the drain is coming from. I'm seeing somebody who is up anxious, thinking about something, not having the answers straight away, or maybe you're being left in the dark. There's a level of tunnel vision also, because this woman is in this sort of cave, and you're only really seeing what's in the cave and what's in the cave with her. You're not seeing what's outside, so you're not getting like a big picture of what's going on. But again, like, there's an invitation to pull back, not continuing to force answers from the outside, because that has not been working from what it looks like. You're burnt out from constantly ruminating, trying to figure out answers of this thing. A conversation may need to be had, but it's not happening right now. And at the moment, there might be a need to lean more on your intuition once you are in a more grounded place, obviously, because if you're feeling a little bit drained and anxious, a lot of the ideas, wow, that sounded really loud. A lot of the ideas or conclusions that you might be jumping to might be a bit irrational, because you're in an irrational place with this situation. Like, you're not seeing it clearly enough. You're tired. A little bit, I mean, not even a little bit distracted, but there's some sense of distraction. You don't have all the information, which again would emphasize that whatever conclusions you're jumping to will more than likely be wrong, because you don't have all of the information. But from what's happening now, from what's happening in reality, from a grounded place, you can use your intuition and what you desire from this situation to decide what you want to do next. But I feel like now isn't really the time to make a big decision, besides like stepping away for a little bit. Not forever, not permanently. Forever and permanently are the same thing. Just temporarily walking away from this situation until you're a little bit more level-headed. Really funny reading. How did that even get turned around? Three of Swords, for some reason. I don't know how that happened. All the other cards are facing the other way, but please don't freak out. I know what Three of Swords looks like. There could be a feeling of betrayal. I'm not saying there is betrayal. I'm just saying whatever's going on might feel like you're filling in the blanks with, oh, something's going wrong, and all that. But I want to describe an image to you. Imagine you're in a room, and uh, it has a very strong echoing effect. And so whatever you're saying echoes back to you, but maybe you don't really recognize that immediately, um, that that's happening. So you think there's something else going on. You think somebody's answering you back. You think somebody's talking to you. I don't know if this is a really good example, but what I'm saying is, without anyone else there to communicate to you, to confirm these things, if it's just you and your thoughts and whatever you're saying in this metaphorical place, um, it's 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 just your thoughts right now that's confirming your negative assumptions. That is the echo that's coming back at you. You're like, oh my gosh, this is somebody answering me back. And really, it's just you hearing yourself talking to yourself. I don't know if that's like a solid enough example. I feel like I'm being more confusing. Without knowing what this other person is thinking, sometimes somebody can read cards and give you a little bit of information of what somebody is thinking. But let's say that that's not going to happen here. You still should reconcile with whatever's coming up at this time, that you're not interacting with this person or not getting the feedback or information that you're desiring to get in this situation. Okay. Yeah, lots of anxiety, lots of dark thoughts. I almost feel like saying cruel. They're very cruel thoughts. Regardless of what this person is doing, I feel like the thing here to reconcile with is you and your own way and your own perspective of yourself, your own way of thinking about yourself whenever somebody isn't giving you the attention that you want to be given. This is a little bit this is a little bit rough. It feels like a harsh message. It might not be the answer that you're looking for. I really feel that. But a positive to this is this is something you can work with. You can't control other people. You can't always know what they're thinking unless they communicate it to you. And there could be a number of reasons why somebody's not ready to communicate with you. But this is within your control. Whatever you're being triggered by and how it's triggering you to think other things. I feel like it'd be easier to give an example. So say someone isn't texting you back. They might just be busy, okay? Or a bad texter or whatever. Now, on one end, you might want to be in a relationship with somebody who is consistent with their communication with you, because you need that comfort of knowing what's going on because of what's happened to you in the past, possibly. And that's completely fair. But that doesn't mean that it's not worth working on creating that stability within yourself so that this doesn't keep happening, because it's spinning you out. It's not fun to be in this state. And also, like, what other things are you thinking? Are you beating yourself up or calling yourself names because someone is not answering you in an allotted amount of time or something like that? Okay, so that's kind of me. Sometimes I feel like I have to speak poetically instead of being like straight to the point about something, but I don't know why I do that. A lot of cards came out here. They might be a little bit relevant, but there's a need for some self-reflection here with the Hermit card has come up. We have Queen of Cups in reverse, Page of Swords, and Five of Swords in reverse. So there's like a need to reconcile some kind of like disagreement that has happened or exchange that wasn't so pretty, or this could be you experiencing this like mental fighting and turmoil within yourself. So there is potential for you to become more emotionally mature. I can't really say how long that's going to take, but I think having an awareness of what triggers you, what thoughts come up, not taking them personally, but recognizing that, like, wow, whenever this happens, I consistently blame myself, or I consistently turn the fault towards me, and it's so easy for me to do that. So it's just something to consider. And then Page of Swords, this could be somebody that you're dealing with where they are sort of immature in the way that they communicate. I almost see somebody who might be a little bit sloppy, whether it's like they're inconsistent with the way that they communicate, or they don't have much tact with the way that they communicate with you. Maybe they even get a little bit impatient and flustered. Flustered is the word. Like impatient and flustered whenever you're wanting to get some deeper conversations into the mix. And this person just like flees from it, or they need a break from it, or it's just some sort of level of like immature communication style, or just immaturity in general. This could too symbolically represent someone who has some room to grow with their mental hygiene and the way that they communicate and their thinking processes, and the way that they reflect on stuff and all that. So whatever resonates with you, those can be a couple of examples. But one consistent thing is alone time, reflecting, illuminating yourself on things, shining a light on certain things. This guy also, this man, the Hermit, in this depiction, he's not necessarily enthused. It looks like it's been a long journey for him, or it is going to be a long journey for him. He looks like he's in deep thought, pondering something, or even it looks like somebody who is in this experience of deeply understanding something. Yeah, there's a lot of mental tension here. And right now, focusing on this other person or thing is just taking is just a distraction. Ultimately, it's just taking you away from the thing that you really should be focusing on, which is yourself, and why this pattern keeps happening. Let's see here. Yeah, there's some indecision, and a need for mental rest and restoration, maybe I would say, even rejuvenation. Finding things that can calm the mind. That could be a lot of different things. Working out, breath work, stuff like that. Painting, going for a walk, writing letters that you'll never send, something like that. Okay, so we have an oracle card. This is not the love reading I was expecting at all. Okay, let's get an affirmation card from the moon deck. Ah! It like hit the side. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It just frightened me, kind of. I love myself completely and unconditionally. It's in reverse though. 24, or if you're into numerology, it adds up to the number 6, which is the number of harmony, balance. So if with us being in reverse, we can maybe deduce this down to there's some sort of imbalance, and it has something to do with your self-esteem, your sense of self-security. Again, I love myself completely and unconditionally. There is only you can. There's like a story that I want to tell, but I'm already at 21 minutes. But I had a very um, intense experience in my shower, and it was this realization of how important it is to not it's important to love yourself, and that sounds very obvious, but there's nothing like that feeling of self-acceptance and love and desire. It's like hard to even put into words, but there was this feeling of relief that I'd never experienced before in my life, and it made everything make sense. So I say that to say that once you get there, there's nothing like it, and no one else can give it to you. And that's what's most important right now. At the bottom of the deck, I like both of these. All three of those are actually good. We have, I focus on what is working in reverse. We're not doing that, I guess. And I have unlimited potential and claim my purpose. All I need is within me. If we're freaking out about the external, clearly we don't believe this either. There's a lot of material to work with here. Also, I want to give you this question too. What do they have that you feel like you don't have? Is there something that you can find a pattern in the people that you tend to latch onto? Do they have something you think you couldn't cultivate within yourself also? Um, do they bring a part of you out that you're not sure you could bring out on your own when you're with yourself? Maybe you just haven't found the right mediums to engage with to do so. Now, relationships are important. I don't want to say that they're not. But we don't want to externalize and pedestalize and idolize other people for things that we see in them that maybe we haven't really discovered in ourselves yet. Um, yeah. I think that's it. I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you again soon.